Today we're using, obviously this is a propane. We have a straight line in here, but you could definitely have, if you have a tank, some people have that as well. And so that's what we're using. A couple things for safety tips. Number one, we want to make sure that we keep kids and pets away from the grill at least 3 feet always, okay? Because of the hot surfaces, and if you're like me, even the side pieces here get hot at times. When we go to light our grill, we're going to open her up, okay? So she's already hot, I've already got it cranked up. We're going to open her up, turn it on, and then we'd actually hit the flame, hit the igniter, and then that would do it. We never want to do it with it down unless you like explosions. I would recommend it being up. Now, for some reason, if it goes out and your flames go out, you want to open it up, let it air out, and then we start the whole process over. Always want to make sure. Another big thing that a lot of people get hurt on is the fact they never clean their grills. Now, obviously, if you're like me, if you clean it too much, it sticks. Everything you throw on it sticks. So we don't want to necessarily do that, but we do want to clean it. Most of them have a grease trap on the bottom, so we'll make sure that's clean as well. And every once in a while we want to scrape them real good, get us a good grill brush. We've already cleaned this one. And I personally, if you've ever cooked some really greasy hamburgers, I personally don't mind having a little water source. Thank goodness for here. I have some hose pipe right here beside us, so we're good to go. And I have that giant water tank behind me, so I got all the water I need here today at Station 3. You can do this on a deck. Obviously we're on concrete here, but you can do this on deck. We want to make sure we're not close to the railings, not close to the house. At my house, my grill hides kind of under the awning and hides next to it, but when it's time to grill, I pull it out in the center of my deck. So we never want to have an overhang. We don't want to have any problems up there, and we don't have any. A lot of good apartment complexes have caught on fire in this world because of people grilling on their decks too close, catching that vinyl and hot. So we want to make sure we keep that 3 foot. Now, obviously we have brick here, so I'm a little bit more protected and concrete under me, so I'm good with that. Obviously for charcoal grills, a little bit different. We want to make sure we always using very appropriate charcoal grill lighter fluid. We don't want to use gasoline or diesel. That would be a terrible idea. Number one, your steaks are going to taste really funky with some diesel, but also too for the explosion factor and all that. And also, once we get us a good flame going, we never want to make sure we squirt anything else on it. I know that tends to be our tendency sometimes. Once that's done and we got that taken care of and everything's working like it's supposed to, and then of course you have some igniters on those too like we have here, but most of the time you can use newspaper or whatever to light it. Once you get that lit and it's burned down, then you cook it like normal. With a charcoal grill, it's a little bit different. Once it's done, you want to you make sure everything's open everything up, let them cool off, and then you want to take those briquettes that you've used in there, they're pretty well burnt down, and we want to put them in some type of metal can with a lid or something on it to protect them until make sure they're good and out, okay? We always want to be careful. Now, last thing we want to talk about is anytime you've got a barbecue grill and you have the propane tank and stuff like that, we want to make sure we check for leaks, okay? And one thing you do that, I don't check it all the time, but you can check it at the beginning of the season if yours has been sitting up. This may be the most used grill anywhere on this side of town because we use it probably every day. But if you do that and it hadn't been in a while, we want to check it, we'll make sure you screw it in real good, turn it on. Another way you can do it, obviously you can listen for it, but then another way you can also do it is use a little bit of soap and water and squirt it around the edges where you have your different piping and stuff and just see if it bubbles up, okay? If it doesn't, then you're good to go. If it does, then it may be time to replace the end piece there or some of the hoses. Okay, so just remember a few safety tips there, okay? Number one, make sure we got plenty of clearance around it, keep the kids away from it, make sure they don't get hurt. Make sure we check our propane tanks, make sure they're sealed and good and locked in like they're supposed to be. Making sure that it's away from the wall, not on our awnings. If it's like a rail around the deck and it's wooden, make sure we pull off of that, okay? And please, whatever you do, if it goes out, make sure you open it up, give it time to air out, and then relight it, because it is windy sometimes here, okay? It's kind of blazing hot a lot of times too, but it is windy here, and make sure to do that. And then, like I said, with charcoal, always want to make sure that we don't use anything other than approved starter fluid. And the last thing with that, with starter fluid, is make sure you hide it from the children. Don't leave that stuff where they can get to it. We hope you have a safe summer. Excited about the opportunities we have to help promote safety and cooking always. You know, we're always big on cooking. So we appreciate your time. We hope something we've said today has kind of helped you guys out. And hopefully you'll have a great, safe summer. So we'll see you guys next time.